Hello YouTubies, this is King Scrab. I'm going to say something that's pretty much out there. There's a really good reason for it. I think this is kind of an important topic since so many people seem to get this experience. In the middle of the night you wake up and you cannot move. Added to this, you feel like there's some type of presence in the room. Maybe an intruder's got into the house. I don't know, it depends on your circumstances. And then you feel like you're being strangled but you can't move. At the same time, you can't see anything in the room. You're completely paralyzed except for your eyes. You're looking around trying to find out exactly what's doing it. There's nothing there. So your mind then says there must be something else here that's doing it. The first thing you can think of is some type of entity, maybe demonic, deity, ghost. Some people call it aliens. I'm not sure where that comes from, but some people call it that. But whatever it is, some type of entity feels like it's there. It's just very, very strange and also very frightening for people who first experience it. I'm going to say something which is completely out there and has probably never been heard of before. Has it ever occurred to anybody that, let's say, these entity attacks are real? Now, I don't believe they are. I think they are your negativity attacking you, or maybe something in your diet, like caffeine or dehydration is causing it. But let's just say the entity attacks were actually attacks from the spiritual world. So something is actually going on. Let's just say that's happening. What if that these weren't attacks that you think? They were more like a spiritual training up by the spirit world for some strange reason as to militarize certain people to do good in their own communities or in the world. The spirit world sees that somebody is not living up to the expectations, they're a good person, and they're just going around doing a normal life. They have emotional problems or they don't feel strong in themselves. What if these spiritual beings are there to train them to become stronger individuals and to believe in themselves? What if this is all a training up, a spiritual training up? Sounds kind of out there, but so is sleep and paralysis. I mean, this is something that came to my mind many years ago. After I was, actually even during it, I thought, this is very odd. I'm not exactly afraid. I know I'm going to wake up from this. I know I'm going to break free of this and I'm going to be absolutely fine. If I was actually really paralyzed, this would be a big problem. And there's not many people who go around helping the disabled or children who are abused, people who are less fortunate, people who get bullied. Not many people go about helping those. And maybe these spiritual beings are there to train and to recruit individuals for a spiritual fight of some type. And maybe these beings are not bad, but they're creating an environment. I mean, I know people say, they get raped by these beings. Maybe you don't. Maybe they're able to create this kind of experience where you feel that's happening, but they're actually controlling the environment in such a way where you don't understand because you're not part of the spiritual world. And this is a training up to get you to be more proactive in your life and to believe in yourself. Because I also notice once people start to believe in themselves and stop fearing the negative and start saying, I'm not bad here, this is not so bad, I'm going to wake up from this, not everybody else is going to, maybe I should be proactive in my life and help other people who are less fortunate. There's many kids out there who are abused. There's many homeless people not going to wake up from their nightmare. Yeah, they don't wake up from their nightmare, but you will. So I think the possibility that it could be a training up is certainly more than 0%. And I actually have this sneaky feeling, I'm not a complete atheist, but I don't believe in a God. It's a bit strange, but then again, something of me says it's just very strange. Why would this happen? Why would it just suddenly stop after you ask that question and you become more proactive in your life? People find strength in their own being, in their own character. Suddenly their sleep and paralysis vanishes. It's ringing alarm bells in my head saying this is a training up. Why would sleep and paralysis with the entity attacks vanish once a person finds the inner strength in themselves and goes out and be proactive in helping other people. People talk about becoming religious or something else and being nicer to other people. Yeah, it might not just be because you're religious, saying, Hail Mary, help me, because most people have that experience where they're praising God and you're praying to God. The entity attacks don't stop, just carry on. But once they start being proactive and find the strength in themselves, I have noticed that these people say the entity attacks stop. So there seems to be more to it than that. Now, maybe it could just be that you break your own mental condition. You break the fear of these entity attacks, so they don't really have the ability to create the environment to begin with. But then again, maybe it is to recruit certain individuals to fight the good fight. And there's not many people out there in the world who do that. Most people tend to be selfish. So it's something to think about. Why is it that people who gain inner strength end up losing their sleep and paralysis completely? And it was 10 years ago when I thought about this. And the last time I had sleep and paralysis was a little bit strange, because I woke up, I couldn't move, but there was nothing there. There was nothing there to feel like it was going to attack, or whoever was going to attack knew I wasn't going to be afraid of it, so it just went away. And I think people might be more surprised with that idea, because ask anybody who has lost their sleep and paralysis and have a look at these people. I've heard people saying, I haven't had sleep and paralysis for many years, yet they're becoming very highly motivated in the alternative media. I find that interesting. They become novelists, they become poets, artists, they become doctors, etc., or they're involved in charity work of some type. And I find that incredible, because it's saying to me that there might be something to this. It might not all be negative. Maybe you're being recruited for something. Yeah. Now, I'm not sure about the feelings of being, as people call it, raped or sexually assaulted or having sex with these demonic forces. I think some of that is possibly going on in their head, or it could very well be that the entities or the spirit world can make you feel that way without actually doing anything to you. It's just a sensation that you may be having rather than an actual attack of a sort. Maybe this is more like an experiment, or maybe they are recruiting and they need to create this environment to scare you, to make you a stronger individual. Has anybody ever thought about that? So it might not be all negative. Maybe people should get the inner strength of themselves to actually defeat these things. Because I'll tell you what, it's not just necessarily down to religion that defeats this sort of thing. It can be down to inner strength too. Yeah. So if you're a strong individual, you can overcome this sort of stuff. People running in fear, being selfish within themselves, their sleep and paralysis will continue to haunt them, to attack them. But you try to think about other people and say, well, I'm going to wake up from this. Maybe I can do something else. Maybe I can be more positive. Maybe this is a training up, and see what happens. See how this sleep and paralysis fades over time. I find it surprising. Now, I'm not somebody who believes in religion, by the way. I really don't. But I'm not completely against that there might be something else out there. It's just a feeling that it might be. And this is more like a discussion, you say. I want to see what other people think about this, because it's kind of out there, the idea. But then again, so is sleep and paralysis. It's not exactly a normal experience. Anybody who's ever had it will understand it's very, very strange. And it does feel like it's actually happening. But anyway, thank you for listening, and goodbye for now. Bye bye.